Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for tuning in to another video. And this episode will pick up where we left off in our part 1 video. I have an intro of what prompted this whole build, and then we started part 1 or episode 1, so I'll leave that down in the description. But yeah, everything is basically right where we stopped. So I got the rear suspension on. Fantastic. And I was able to get the front shock, so pretty much everything done on that. And felt like mixing it up a little bit. Black matte. Flip it over, it's green, and on the other side it's black. So definitely makes the red and the aluminum kind of pop a lot more. So I'm gonna jump in. We have to work on some front lower arms, quite a few pieces to that. So I'm gonna get those built, and then start working on finishing the front suspension and kind of the tub and all the electronics, and finally paint. So in this video, we'll see her all done. Got a couple surprises on the paint, so really excited for that. So yeah, buckle up and stay tuned, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, got the front arms all built and assembled. These can be a little tricky when you're trying to, get them in camera and on frame and stuff like that, but just like everything else in this kit, they went together beautifully. So we're gonna get these assembled on the front and finally get those front shocks on, and we will have a full suspension. All right guys, stay tuned and I'll be right back. All right, so just finished up with all the assembling the front suspension pieces, the tie rods down there, upper arms, lower arms, things of that. But this is one of the funny parts. So it doesn't have a nut like most of the ball ends do. And this is the only one that they specify to actually use thread locker or Loctite. So I just don't know why they didn't put a little bolt there, but whatever. No issues on my Beetle. But yeah, I would highly recommend letting this dry overnight, because you have to, pop it into one of those tie rods there, and if that Loctite is not cured, this will move, and I think it calls for like 5 or 5.5 millimeter gap between the top and right there. So got those done, and these are never fun. If you have that fancy tie rod RC tool, it makes life a lot easier. But I guess I'm old school and I just use pliers. So got those all on. The manual gives you like the specified length for them, but I find always mock them up on the front end, because I've noticed they've been a little bit off. You can have, some toe out or some toe in, or if you just want to tune it how you like it. But yeah, don't snap these in, just kind of mock them up and then adjust them as you need and then lock them down. So I'm gonna get all this assembled on the front end and keep you guys updated. So we'll be back. All right, so I did some off-camera work. Sometimes I feel like I just fumble with the calipers. You set it at a certain number, and then you go to measure something, and it moves like 0.1 or 0.2 millimeters. But I did some mocking up, and just really didn't want to fumble around too much on the camera. But got the front end all squared away. This thing is amazing. Absolutely love building these. Yeah, a lot of adjustability. Everything feels super good. So yeah, that's how she sits. So what do we got next? I gotta put on the front bumper. So I know that one is unique to the Turbo Scorpion. So we're gonna get that front bumper mounted up and keep on trucking. So we'll be back soon. Got the tub and electronics all finished. Love that servo. All right, next we have the wing. All right, and we are back. It has actually been quite a few weeks, but the exciting thing is we are back in our apartment, finally from that water damage, water fiasco repair. So obviously, real quick, we got relocated and had to stay there. So we were finally able to get back in, move everything in. You know, they finished drywall and painting and carpet and tile and all that stuff. But yeah, it's been a while, so super excited to finally finish her and complete her. So I was able to get the top shell of the body done. And like I was saying early on, I decided not to do 100% box art. So I ended up going with a clear pearl. So I did 3 coats of that clear pearl first. Then I did one super light coat of metal flake to give it, you know, that 70s or 80s kind of jet boat paint theme. And then I back that with bright gunmetal silver or gunmetal gray. Quite a few coats of that. And then I ended up backing it with black. And then I went over with a clear satin so the black doesn't kind of rub off on the white body when you take it on and off. So that turned out really good. I pretty much did box art on the driver. I ended up doing a red, yellow helmet. Did the visor down because, yeah, Turbo Scorpion, and he's gonna be hauling. And did a little bit different on the graphics. So I ended up cutting out the bottom strip off of the blue decals that kind of went up and over. I don't know why. I was always telling my girlfriend, it kind of gave me like a sailboat vibe, and I have no idea why. I love the Turbo Scorpion, but I always told myself when I got one, I would do something a little bit different. So yeah, ended up chopping off the bottom of the graphics, laid those all the way around, and then I got a really tiny X-Acto knife and I cut out all the red stripping so that way I can loop it all the way around. So I'll talk about it a little bit more in the video, but yeah, I'm super happy with that. And then ended up doing, you know, the blue stock decal up here, messed around with some decals on the number plate, and then had to do the white scorpion on the front. So now we're gonna move on. We have decals on the body, on the wing, kind of the tub chassis right here. So I'm gonna play around, figure out what kind of graphics or decals I wanna do on those. Finally got her to a rolling chassis that I'm pretty sure you saw in the last little time lapse there. And I love these tires. And that sticker definitely grew on me. Not that I never liked it, but yeah, it actually ties in really good, being a little bit darker. So we're gonna move on. I gotta do the top cage. So we have these upper pieces and then the metal plate. So I'm gonna get that on, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna do the lights and the lights in the hoop or cage, or kind of play around with that, see what I wanna do. But yeah, so just really excited to be back at home and comfortably working on this kit. So I'm going to knock out those decals, get that cage on, and then I'll be right back when she's all complete.
Many months later.
Hey everybody, we're back. Super glad to be back in the studio. What a crazy time that was, but yeah, back with the cars, kind of rearranged stuff a little bit. More than likely the lunchbox will go up there, and that will more than likely be the next build that I'm doing, unless you guys say otherwise. So I do have some other Kyoshos, like a Turbo Optima, and that'll be chain driven. So really excited for that. I've been doing a lot of Tamiya kits lately, so I wanted to kind of mix it up and do a Kyosho kit, but yeah, we did that Turbo Scorpion build on the go, and it was a lot of fun. So her home will be right there, right below the Nova Fox, so really glad to bring her home and get her up on the RC wall. But yes, here she is in all her glory. And this has definitely grown in popularity with me. Not that I never liked it, don't get me wrong, I love this particular kit. I mean, Turbo Scorpion, especially with that name, who can go wrong? But yeah, the more I built it, the more I look at it, even just kind of playing around with it in the house, falling more and more in love with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build. This was a lot of fun, and I kind of experimented with some new parts. Like I said, the rear aluminum cage here, I think that was a nice addition, and Schumacher tires, really excited for those. They look super aggressive, and I think they fit the buggy well, and all around just an excellent kit. I do love this. I don't know why. This is probably one of my favorite things about the buggy. It's just super nostalgic to me, kind of 80s. I love it. I think it looks really good. So as you guys can see, I did not do box art. I did carry over some things that I liked about the box art. The driver, I did box art on that driver. I think the yellow helmet kind of made him pop. Red suit. And then I made it kind of, it's like an open cockpit. So I made his kind of suit, not really dirty, but it's got some darkness in the creases and the folds. I think it really adds to the realism. But like I mentioned in the build video, I ended up doing something a little bit different. I don't know why, but like I said, the stock kind of box art, it gave me sailboat vibes, and I don't know why. Nothing wrong with sailboats, but yeah, I didn't necessarily want to do that. So I briefly mentioned what I ended up doing. I did my first kind of coat was pearl. So did about 3 or 4 coats of pearl, clear pearl. And then I did one super light coat of flake, kind of just to, accentuate kind of the pearl and the kind of glitter, or to make it pop. So it was really, what was I going for here? Well, I wanted to kind of pick up on what Kyosho was doing. So obviously this is a re-release from 1985, but they added some nice kind of things to modernize it, like the bigger 2.2 wheels, front and rear. They kind of changed the transmission or gearbox slightly to accept higher power brushed or brushless setups. So I really kind of just jumped on that and went a little bit further. So I wanted it to kind of have that classic, late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe. I kind of mentioned like the jet boat, 70s kind of paint with a little bit of flake, a little bit of pearl in there. And yeah, really just kind of build upon what this particular kit was. So I ended up doing some striping. So I did a lower red stripe with the white and blue, and then I did another pinstripe of red kind of all the way around the buggy. Used some of the stock decals, like the Kyosho Racing Team that goes up here, the numbers on the side. Ended up doing the white Scorpion logo to kind of match the white of the bottom tub. And then, like I mentioned, I really loved this particular sticker, so I wanted to utilize that and have it all tie in. But like I was saying, back to the paint, I did 3 or 4 coats of clear pearl on that one. Did a really super light coat of flake, and then I backed that with the bright gunmetal, which kind of has some flake in it naturally as well, and then backed that with black. And then I did a clear satin over that black because I didn't want the black paint to kind of rub off on the white tub here, you know, as you're taking on and off the body. So I think it turned out really, really well. I think it kind of accentuates the red shocks and the red accessories without being kind of too overpowering, and kind of makes everything else pop, you know, like the yellow helmet and things of that nature. So yeah, that's what I was going for in this one. B&M Racing sticker on the rear kind of adds some different colors, but yeah, really aggressive and super excited. Yeah, this was a really fun build. First Kyosho being my Beetle up there, and you can kind of tell a lot of differences, you know, between the Beetle, especially when they're side by side. You can definitely tell this is a lot wider track, obviously bigger wheels, a little bit longer. But the crazy thing is the weight. It's not crazy heavy. There's a significant difference in weight between the Beetle and the Scorpion, kind of in all the right places, but it is solid. I mean, any Kyosho kit that you build from the Legendary series, they just feel that their quality. So, was really excited to get this one done. Yeah, she turned out great. So, like I mentioned, I ended up going with a 17. Maybe I'm regretting a little bit. I can always swap it out. I originally wanted to do a 15 turn motor, but with the bigger wheels, I kind of still wanted to have that lower end grunt, or that, you know, that torque. So we'll test this out and see how she moves with the 17. If I don't like it, I'll swap it out for a 15, because obviously Turbo Scorpion want to live up to that name. But yeah, that'll about wrap it up for this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I definitely did. Let me know what you guys think of it, and if there's any kit that you want to see in the future. Like I said, I planned on doing my lunchbox, which will go right up there on the shelf, but I have some other kits too. A VQS Tamiya kit, I got a Boomerang. As far as Kyosho's, I have the Tomahawk, super special to me, saving that for a special rainy day. I have the normal Scorpion, and then, like I mentioned, the Turbo Optima. I got some other surprises too, maybe that I don't want to divulge, but yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If there's something, you know, particular build that you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments. But other than that, I'm super happy to be back. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll leave it in the description. I have a couple videos. I got an intro video of what started this, obviously part 1. If you guys also like Instagram, I do a lot of, I'll leave a link, I do a lot of like kind of behind the scene and a little bit more in depth kind of build shots and small little videos. So if you guys are on Instagram or you like that, check me out. I'll link a description down there, and give me a follow and check me out, and then I'll be sure to do the same for you as well. So other than that, thank you everybody for all the support and all the comments. I hope everybody's having a good one out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next build.